So I remember wrecking my car, and the next thing I know, I come to, and I have no idea where I am. None. I'm looking around, and I know I'm in some sort of hospital. I asked the guy where I was, one of the patients, and he told me I was in the state mental ward. And I just remember thinking, oh God, I gotta get out of here. And as I'm laying in this hospital bed, and the nurses are asking me to move upstairs into the nut ward again. My only motivation at that point is I didn't want to hurt people anymore. I didn't want to hurt my family. I didn't want to hurt my fiance. I didn't want to hurt strangers. I just didn't want to hurt people with my life anymore. So I made a decision to go upstairs to accommodate their desires into the mental ward. But I'd made up my mind that the minute I get out that I'm going to take my own life. That's my worldview at that point. I'm in a mental ward, and I know I'm going to take my life, and I know there is no way out. So as I'm sitting in this mental institution, and there was a woman who obviously had more issues going on than just substance abuse, but she was coloring, and she broke her crayon. And in breaking that crayon, she started shrieking and thought the world was ending and her life was over. And I was trying to explain to her that, it's just a crayon and that the world's not ending and her life's not over. In that moment, it was as if God had just whispered to me that it might not be over for me either. And that was the first glimmer of hope that I had felt in years. Years. The mental ward offered to transfer me down to a rehab facility in Florida, even though I'd been to 1 million treatment centers and I didn't think they could help me. That little voice of God that said, maybe it's not quite over for you either, gave me just enough willingness to say, okay. I'm alone in Florida. Every belonging I have it did actually fit in a garbage bag. I'm kind of a mess at that point, so even though I have hope, my life, I shouldn't have hope. So if you look at the state of my life when I'm in Florida, I'm homeless, I'm jobless, I have a broken shoulder, and this charity at the treatment center is gonna run out soon, and then what? I have nowhere to go and nothing to do, and so I shouldn't have hope, but God just has a way of doing some pretty amazing things. And I remember sitting, I was down there and I was at this bus stop, realizing that I can't fix all the things that I've done, and I can't fix my own life. I also realized that maybe that's not what living is about. The point I'd missed the whole time throughout these years of even trying to follow Christ is that it's really not about me. Maybe it's all about God. And so maybe what I can do instead of regret all that I've done, use that experience to be able to relate with others and maybe help show them the way out the same way that someone brought me out. So I came up and I was able to reconcile things with my family, and I went to try and make things right with my ex. Obviously that went well because today we're married. We have 2 children, a 4-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son. The biggest thing that starting over means to me is the willingness to not just let go of the past, because it's not, people always say that, you gotta let go and move on, but you can't forget what's happened. So I don't think that's the answer. When I think about starting over, what it's meant for me is to be willing to let go, instead of the past, let go of what the future's supposed to look like. This whole idea that I need to know the outcome of how to fix things, and say, okay, I am a drug addict. I did lose everything. Like, I was this ugly person. I had these hard things happen. I did these terrible things. God, how can we use those to some sort of good?